Welcome to my new videos. Today we discuss the social media app Twitter. Why Twitter is banned in most countries. While Twitter is not banned in most countries, it has faced bans or restrictions in several regions due to a variety of political, social, and legal reasons. Here's a detailed examination of why Twitter might be banned or restricted in some countries. In countries with authoritarian governments, social media platforms like Twitter can be seen as threats to political stability. These regimes often restrict or ban Twitter to prevent the dissemination of dissenting opinions and to maintain control over political discourse. For example, in China, Twitter is blocked because it allows for the free exchange of ideas that the government seeks to suppress. Twitter has played a significant role in organizing and mobilizing protests and political movements. For example, during the Arab Spring, Twitter was instrumental in coordinating protests and spreading information. Governments that view such movements as destabilizing may restrict or ban Twitter to prevent similar uprisings. Some governments restrict Twitter to prevent its use for organizing terrorist activities, recruiting extremists, or spreading propaganda. Twitter's open platform can be exploited by extremist groups, leading to security concerns and subsequent restrictions. In certain countries, Twitter is restricted under the guise of national security. Authorities may argue that the platform can be used to disseminate sensitive information or undermine national security, prompting restrictions. Different countries have various laws regarding online content, including restrictions on hate speech, misinformation, and other illegal activities. If Twitter fails to comply with local content regulations or does not promptly remove content deemed illegal by local laws, it can face bans. For example, some countries require social media platforms to remove content that promotes hate speech or misinformation, and failure to do so can result in restrictions. Some countries have stringent data protection laws that require platforms to handle and store user data in specific ways. Twitter may face restrictions if it does not comply with these local data privacy regulations. For instance, countries with strict data localization laws might restrict Twitter if it does not store data within their borders. Governments concerned about the spread of misinformation or disinformation may restrict Twitter if they believe the platform is not doing enough to address these issues. In some cases, governments impose broad restrictions on social media to control the narrative and prevent the spread of false information. In some instances, governments may restrict Twitter to prevent the spread of specific types of information, whether it be misinformation, political dissent, or controversial opinions. This is often justified by citing the need to control the narrative or protect public order. In some countries, Twitter is restricted due to content that clashes with local cultural or religious norms. For instance, content that is considered offensive or inappropriate according to local values might lead to restrictions or bans. In countries where media is tightly controlled by the state, platforms like Twitter, which offer an alternative source of information, may be restricted to maintain the government's control over the media landscape. Restrictions may also arise from disputes between Twitter and local governments or businesses. Issues such as taxation, local regulations, or business practices can lead to regulatory actions, including restrictions or bans. In some cases, Twitter may face operational challenges in certain markets that lead to restrictions.